The live stream watch parties will be back at the start of the regular season. It's going to go through the entirety of the regular season as well as the playoffs. I came into this game preseason week 1 for Minnesota expecting nothing. What are we going to see from JJ McCarthy in the one and only drive that he will play in? And then after that, it's whatever. I was blown away by the amount of players that stood out. Again, expecting nothing to raise hell about, but I've got a lot to raise hell about. Let's start with JJ McCarthy. In fairness, he didn't go all the way off, but he was calm, he was cool, collected, he was poised. The game wasn't too big for him. The moment wasn't too big for him. And he, along with the offense, did just enough to get points out of it. So it wasn't all for naught. You ended up getting 3 points out of that drive, and JJ McCarthy, he was done the rest of the day. As for the rest of the players, and I understand it's the preseason and we can sit here and downplay it all we want to. Well, they're playing the second and the third string guys. What are you raising hell about? But you can only take advantage of the opportunities that you have. You can only play up against who is up against you. Besides, the Vikings, they rested their starters as well for the most part. But Jordan Addison, that first drive, it's funny how, this is his third year in the league? And this is the third time where I'm just like, this dude's a beast. This dude is incredible. And the but moment after that first drive was, oh, that's right. We're not going to see any of that until week 4 because of his suspension the first 3 games. So that sucks. Donovan Jackson staying on the first drive. I got a lot of hope for you. I'm not going to make a declaration right now saying you're this or you're that. You just got to get better, big dog. That was a tough outing for your first appearance with this team. That was tough. But I do believe that you will get better. But going back to the rest of the team, Rondale Moore suffered some sort of leg injury. He's one of the wide receivers as well as the punt returner. So what are you going to do there? How long is he going to be out? It's going to have to be a wait and see approach. But that stinks, especially to happen in the first preseason game. You don't want to see anybody get injured ever. If anything, you wish for everyone to be healthy for all 17 games in the regular season plus the playoffs. But that's just not the reality of this sport. So prayers up for Rondale Moore. Hope you get back sooner rather than later. With that said, as far as notable reserves on the offensive side of the ball, I wasn't really expecting a battle for RB3 between, I knew Ty Chandler was always going to be in the mix, but I didn't expect this other guy to place himself in the mix. And right now, he's got it outright, for me anyway. And that's Xavier Scott. Boy, what a performance he put on tonight. If it were up to me, Xavier Scott would be your RB3 after Jordan Mason, the 2, Aaron Jones, the 1. And with those 3 guys, you have 3 legit running backs that can run between the tackles, but you're not losing the threat of the pass catching ability as far as with Aaron Jones. Now, Jordan Mason, yes. Xavier Scott, we'll just have to see more of him. But I like what they have at that running back position right now. Absolutely impressive. But as far as in the meantime, because hopefully Justin Jefferson will be ready to go week 1. And I know they say he's trending in the right direction, but you got to understand, folks, I have PTSD from the Danielle Hunter tweet gate. And it turns out, that he missed most of, if not all of that year. Tweetgate. It's just a tweak. It'll be fine. So in the case of Justin Jefferson dealing with a hamstring issue, I'll believe it when I see it as far as him being out there on the field. But assuming that he is out there on the field during the suspension, You got guys, or you're going to have guys like Jalen Naylor and Lucky Jackson, maybe even mix in Ty Felton. I'm a big fan of his. I think the Vikings are going to be fine. Going to the defensive side of the ball, that's where I saw several names pop out where I said, oh my gosh. Because I want to say it was the first half where I was like, man, I don't know if we have that much depth after the starting unit, but we got to figure something out. But all of a sudden, the lights turned on. Brian Flores and that defense got its stuff together, and you had several guys make big time plays. Gabe Murphy, hey, we've been waiting for you, big dog. You made your mark today. That was really, really good to see. The man he was all over the place, creating pressure, wreaking havoc, got 2 sacks. His first sack came off the edge, a pure speed rush. Just, I'm going to blow by you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then the second one, the second sack that he got, it happened on the complete opposite side of his side of the field. So he was up against the left tackle, and ball snaps, Hut, Gabe Murphy, he gets after it. And I think was this Slovis or whoever the Texans quarterback was at the time. Ball snaps, set Hut, Gabe Murphy gets after it. The quarterback for Houston, he gets out of dodge. The play breaks down. He wanted to do a quick slant to his left, but it wasn't there. He escaped to the outside of the pocket on the right side, and Gabe Murphy from the left side made the sack on the Houston Texans quarterback on the opposite side of the field. You have got to be kidding me. In fact, the pass rush as a whole was on point, causing constant disruption and chaos. The quarterback could never really get comfortable. That last quarterback was really bad. But again, you can only control what you can control. And they put that quarterback out there, and it was god-awful for the Texans. Even on the back end. What was that? Tavier Thomas got screwed on the defensive pass interference call, in which case, if anything, it should have been OPI on the Texans receiver. And Thomas would have had a chance maybe to get an interception, but instead they called DPI on Thomas. Terrible call. Khalif Halasi with the big A. This dude was nice today. Khalif Halasi with the big pass breakup in the third quarter, as well as 2 interceptions, both happening in the fourth quarter. Amazing. Ambry Thomas, he got an interception as well. And Reddy Stewart in the fourth quarter got a big time pass breakup one-on-one on an island. It's just him versus the receiver, and he won that battle. That was a deep pass that he broke up. Good for him. So the synopsis for me is, as far as the starters, I just need to see more from Donovan Jackson. Rough outing for your first game. It's preseason. You're going to get better. Jordan Addison is still great, but we'll just have to find a way to get by without him. Once he is back, look out. This offense is going to be dangerous. JJ McCarthy is going to be fine. He only got to play in 1 drive, and even then, it was still good enough for the offense to get 3 points out of it. And speaking of 3 points out of it, shout out to Will Riker. Apparently, he must have his confidence back because he was perfect today. Field goals and extra points. Let's go. Will Riker, is he back? I certainly hope so. I'm going to say yes. And then you also have plenty of depth pieces on the back end of your defense. Rondale Moore, that's the one thing that, what do you do at punt returner if Rondale Moore is going to be out for a while? But overall, I would say this was a very solid outing by your Minnesota Vikings preseason week 1.